From the streets to the stage, I'm the king of my craft. You can catch another phase. Yeah, you left in a cage.
Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad we all should take it on home. I am one of your hosts, Zach Hendricks. You can find me on all social media at Z Hendricks Brand, and of course, look up your mama's favorites at Country Air Brand and Country Air Official all over the social medias and YouTubes. And I'll pass it off I'll give a hot tag to my partner.
What up? It's Doc Simmons. You can find me at all social media at DocSimmons17. And I'm going to pass the mic on to our senior official.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Referee Perch. You can find me at PerchXLV, # Celebrate Pro Wrestling, and Waffles. Take It Home podcast.
Waffles, 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 waffles.
Was the breakfast hunts, everyone?
It's been like 2 weeks. I feel like I haven't had a lot. Yeah, there's a couple of Chipotle burritos in there.
I know we've had tropical. I'm trying to think.
That's what I wanted to bring up. I've been going to tropical.
You been on a tropical?
I've been going to tropical.
Tropical's good, right?
Tropical's good.
Oh yeah. What flavor? What do you get?
I don't remember.
How would you know? What's in it?
It was something with mango, probably.
Was it pineapple mango, like Mango Madness?
That probably.
Yeah, I know my tropical smoothies.
Yeah, probably. Christina, the producer, has been on a smoothie kick. So I'm grabbing smoothies and ice cream.
Tropical smoothie, ain't nothing wrong with it. Getting it every other day or every day, or however you feel.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, speaking of every day, we did with Chiba Hut opened up. I don't know if we talked about it, but not only were we the first ever got order at Chiba Hut, but we've been going there for a while, and I got a little memorial drunk for Chiba Hut. Got a few drinks. It was a good time before I got sick.
Nice. What about you, Perch?
Yeah, lots of good food. Memorial Day brought some good grilling, good burgers, Italian sausages, potatoes on the grill. Yeah, lots of good food. I've been making a lot of eggs lately, bagels in the morning. Yeah, lots of juice, fruit season, pineapple.
How you doing, Jake?
Amazing pineapple this time of year too. Cantaloupe. Yeah, lots of good fruit and good food all around. Like those scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs? Okay.
Scrambled eggs. Yeah. Almost exclusively. There's a lot of different ways you can do eggs. I like them either, used to bake something, or if I'm gonna just have eggs, scrambled 100%.
Okay.
A little splash of milk and stir it up, and love it. A little bit of pepper too. Stirring it up on the stovetop. That's what I come to find is my fave.
Okay. All right. Sounds delicious. Nothing wrong with scrambled eggs.
And 2 seems to be the going rate. You can usually you can get a little bit more if you add some more milk, but yeah, about 2 with a splash of milk. It's a great amount.
I'm a fan of eggs in all their forms, except mayonnaise.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine. Does that come from the same family? I don't even want to know the answer.
Unfortunately, it does.
Wow. Not a fan of the mayo at all.
Yeah, no. That mayo guy. Zach, you alive?
Yep, I'm alive. Just listening on the foods. I really, for myself, like I said, we have Chiba Hut, maybe some pizzas. Nothing real. We had some little small bangers, but we've been missing bangers of the week for the last couple of weeks. So, Perch, what is that banger of the week?
Ooh, banger of the week. I'm getting into a lot of good dancing music. Now that the dance class is over, I still have to continue a couple times a week with the routine just to keep the body right, keep the mind right. So we got the playlist going, an ever growing playlist too, stuff to move around to. Yeah, lots of fun music with the sun shining and dancing away. to no audience. uh, but yeah, lots of good songs. And I would say one of the big ones that hit over the week was an oldie, but a goodie and a classic. One of those where heard it a long time ago, didn't think much of it. But then when you hear it again, it hits the spot. And the song was Revolution by Diplo, and featuring a good handful of performers in there as well, um, with Fostix and Emanos and Kai. But yeah, Revolution by Diplo, one of those songs where when you hear it, it captured a time and maybe a summer from at least over a decade ago. So hearing it now, bangers survive. This song has survived. I'm sure it's been remixed many times too. But yeah, banger of the week, Revolution, Diplo.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't be surprised if it had 50 billion remixes out. Yeah, that 10 years ago, yeah, that was like peak Diplo.
Yeah, well before my love of a banger like that and appreciation. But you know, you still at the time I appreciated the contemporary music, but full new appreciation at this chapter in life. And a song like that definitely hit over the past week.
Yeah. I don't know music. I'm very music illiterate.
All
I'm
right,
also a
we're
little
working on it.
distracted because I got AEW on, and we do have uh, Edge and Christian on the television. They're about to do a 5-second pose, but they're getting attacked by the dogs right now.
Yeah. Those dirty, dirty dogs.
Which I guess we'll go into because it's been a few weeks. What have we all been watching?
Um, this was probably like the most wrestling I watched. Like these past 3 days in a minute. Um, the pay-per-view was pretty great. Um, I think Takeshita Okada is probably my match of the night. Um, Darby had the perfect Darby run. Um, I'm more intrigued by Osprey tonight with Kenny than I was after the match with Joe, but that was still good. Love to see the Owen Hart tournament. The freaking house call off the shoulders, phenomenal. I think it was a great show.
My,
Um, yeah.
I ain't watching much wrestling. I'm watching the AEW now, and I seen like the results, but I ain't catch the pay-per-view. I mean, to be full transparent, I've been watching a lot of SpongeBob, so
Hey,
you
no
know,
problem.
well, watching the SpongeBob movie, so it's about my jam right now.
Nope. I have been. It's been a lot of anime. I think I finished like two 12-episode series. Over this time. One I will recommend. I'm quitting heroing. That one was pretty interesting. Nice little twist in that one. So a fun twist. So yeah, it's been that, and yeah, not too much wrestling. Besides, yeah. Oh, and I've also been watching the MAW women's tournament. They've been posting matches from that, and putting those on. Pretty good. Girls been killing it.
Nice. Perch, how about you?
Yeah, the AEW pay-per-view was incredible. Edge and Christian up in there in
Yeah.
an all-out brawl with FTR. Remember back with the Edge and Christian podcast, which is over a decade ago now. It's got to be
Oh
about 10
yeah.
years. That was groundbreaking, revolutionary at the time. And
That
talking
was
to
like
guys,
the only wrestling podcast I listened to.
it was just, it represented a time and an era and a dream matchup. And you would dream about matches like that. And then here we are on Saturday getting ENC against FTR.
Yep.
I was hoping they would say, your winners, Christian and Edge. and they and they did hit the Christian Cage and Edge Copeland. All right, all right. Um,
Thank you.
but yeah, is it Howard Finkel who always hit the Christian and Edge?
Yeah, it's the
And
whole time.
I can never stand it as I was a Hardy Boys fan growing up.
I I was Dudley, so yes, I too could not stand Edge and Christian.
But yeah, just incredible, and what they've done and what they're doing right now is awesome and solid, incredible finish to it. When there's a show with that much stuff, you can put anything you want in that opening match because many matches later, you're going to be open to seeing just anything else again. It's not like the classic opening match has to be as simple as possible. No, they threw us the kitchen sink in number
No,
one.
and I think that
So
was
you can do
a
that.
very, yeah, it was an interesting choice to
And gave
start
us
with that
all
match.
that and then some. Uh, and it was an awesome show, and I loved it. By the time it got to Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly, wow. Um, just a great build-up, a tail of the tape, a fight. Um, looking back at a career that Moxley's had, you can throw a fight against Kyle O'Reilly or multiple fights against Kyle O'Reilly anytime. It just fits so well. I love watching a match like that. Um,
They have very good chemistry.
hmm And realizing, who do I want to see Moxley fight? I don't know the answer, but when you give me someone that I, appreciate and can watch with my own eyes and be like, yes, give me Kyle O'Reilly against Moxley, and I can't wait to see it again. Um, so it was just, it felt like a awesome matchup, and I was so hyped going in, and they delivered. It was great. I've never seen Moxley win the way he did. And Kyle O'Reilly, by the end of it, had me wanting to see him get out and triumph. And if triumph meant coming away victorious, well, I don't know if I was torn or not, maybe, because I wanted to see him
Kyle is
triumph
awesome.
out of that moment. It was so damn cool. And they captured me in pro wrestling. And by the end of it, I gave a standing ovation. And I never grew up knowing that there's good guys or bad guys. I just like who I like. And a match like that was exactly how I have always viewed pro wrestling. That Mox can be a good guy or bad guy. At the end of the match, he stood face to face, man to man, jeans to trunks, and shook his hand and said, I've got my family, you got yours, but I'll fight you on any given night. Who's right, who's wrong, who's good, it doesn't matter. But we're gonna settle our differences inside this ring because this is the sport we love, and this is why we love it. And yeah, that match got me.
Okay.
um,
It was a very good pay-per-view. Like the worst part of it was like still a B plus. like like the worst parts of the show were still very, very fucking good.
yeah, and they threw so much, and then you got a Will Ospreay against Samoa Joe match. Seeing Joe walk out of the way, doing his thing, and just beasting. Uh, watching Ospreay defeat one of his idols. I mean, he put a list together years
Yeah.
ago, and to see that list, wow, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, and Samoa Joe
Because I guess
accomplished
I
that.
guess the story is that triple threat is what got him into wrestling.
Wow, yeah, yeah, and he had a list of those guys that he wanted to face, and yeah, very cool, and to see him complete his story and that end. It's inspiring. But then Takeshita and the Rainmaker, wow, wow. Again, it's pro wrestling can be so many different styles and stories. And I would have the VHS of that Moxley match right next to the VHS of this Takeshita versus Rainmaker match. Wow. 10 years ago, it wouldn't have been the result that we got. But this weekend, Takeshita made a statement and the Rainmaker made a statement, and they put on some amazing pro wrestling. And DDT pro wrestling is as inspirational and motivating as I've ever experienced. So to see, that represented on the highest level, yeah, just two of the greatest wrestlers that I've seen with my own eyes. And I'll watch those guys wrestle anyone on any given night. And on that night, they were against each other in a matchup of the ages. I loved it. They put each other through a lot of high endurance physicality. And to have enough gas in the tank at the end to do what they were doing, I love it. Wrestling is all about different styles. And the style of wrestling that they represented in that match was what I'm all about too. uh, the whole show, wild. Then the Anarchy in the Arena match, seeing Janai Kai and Flying Ryan and a bunch of the whole crew out in catering during a big food fight. Oh, wow. So we got some legends, modern day greats, up and comers. We got all a full spectrum of independent professional wrestling to the grandest scale pro
You
wrestling.
know what? My one complaint about this show comes in Anarchy in the Arena during the food fight. It was a small thing, but it's been bothering me since it happened, and I can't let it go. When Satnam Singh yells food fight, it takes way too long for the first throw of food to happen. And
Too much hesitation on the food fight.
too much hesitation. And it has been bothering me since then. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about how long it took for that food fight to get started.
Oh man, that's funny.
That is my one negative on the show, I will say.
And yeah, just wild. The stuff they did in there was so crazy. And the finale too, Ricochet just getting out of the way. And the main event.
It's one of those, I was left dissatisfied, and I know that's the point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was dissatisfied that Ricochet didn't take the pin.
Yeah, oh yeah, he escaped and it left you thinking the door is open.
Yep.
Classic pro wrestling.
Yep, classic. That was the reaction you wanted.
How about Akira Shida coming in and kicking ass in that match?
Yep,
Wow.
the ace.
Wow. Yeah, and Jamie Hayter, Tekla's incredible too. Yeah, everybody just great matches all around. Everyone had their A game, and the main event was great.
Thought Darby died 10 seconds into the match.
Yeah.
On that dive.
Wild.
Yep.
And then watched an old Humphrey Bogart movie, In a Lonely Place. Classic. Great one. Black and white. Took me about a week to finish, watching a little bit each night.
My only exposure to Humphrey Bogart
yeah.
in Bugs Bunny cartoons.
They nailed it.
And he's awesome in them.
He is awesome. He is.
So it's fine.
It works.
Like I get it.
And the Devil Wears Prada 2, damn good movie.
Yeah, I still have to say that.
Great movie, great acting, great music. Yeah, that movie may be my favorite in
Yes,
this
there.
this year so far.
I think it's been a while since I've done a lot of movies. I think this summer I will be going to the theater more. I want to see Devil Wears Prada 2, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I just saw the Gundam movie, and I know there's more coming.
Hmm.
It was dope. Like I went to the Gundam movie, saw a group of like 15 bros just going to the movies together. I was like, that looks awesome. I remember those days.
Hmm.
That looked fun.
Yeah, the movie theaters always a great experience.
Expensive as fuck though.
Hmm.
Uh, well, enough about what we've been watching. Let's talk about what we got going on, what we had going on, what we've been up to the last few weeks, guys. Doc, what we been up to? When
Um,
was the last time we did the pod? Did we talk about what titles do we win and what titles do we retain?
we
That's right.
retained.
Big ego, big chip.
Yep.
Wisconsin's worse. Fuck them.
Oh, well, actually, this can be added to what I watch because now I'm looking at my calendar. I went to the movies. I saw the new Gundam movie. It was very good. I really enjoyed it. Um, I took a friend who is not into Gundam as much as I am, and he seemed to enjoy it. I still wouldn't recommend it to people who don't like Gundam. Um, but first, we defended our Destination 6 tag team titles.
Yes, sir. We wrestled former tag team champions of Pro Wrestling Revolver, Alpha Sigma Sigma, KC, and Dick representing ASS, Dick and Ass. Yes, you heard it first. Um, Match was good until it wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
because I
I thought
got
we had a good
handcuffed.
match. Just
Yeah,
unfortunately, like ref counted out the match, didn't get a decisive win.
I
And
don't have a
instead of
feeling
doing
that's my
5 more
fault.
minutes or something, they ended up deciding to just jump us at the end.
Yeah. So yeah, and I got handcuffed, and that wasn't cool.
Yeah, I got handcuffed. I got jumped. But at the end of the day, they can throw a fit. They can go back to the fraternity party. They can go tell their dads, get their lawyers, and what it is, what it is. All it is we're still the D6 tag team champions. Uh, I mean, a little fun fact: since Doc's return, he's always had a championship on him. So
Oh yeah,
we've been collecting, not losing.
yeah. And then this past weekend we retained once again our 0-1 tag title.
Oh yeah, we're getting spoiled with a lot of young tag teams, a lot of good ones. Another one with Black Excellence. They went through that gauntlet, became number one contenders just to get their ass kicked by us.
Yeah, they beat some more experienced tag teams. So we'll give them their credit. But the most experienced tag team was waiting at the end for them.
Oh yeah, that one of the best tag teams, Midwest, Illinois, anything. I mean, it is weird to think about like the last few weeks wrestling tag teams and being like, man, y'all been like just forming as a tag team, just getting your feet wet, and yeah, this is our thing.
Yeah.
But Retain against Black Excellence. If you weren't at 0-1, June 5th, it was announced we're going to be taking on another young tag team for the 0-1 Tag Team Championships in the Revolution. So non-stop title match after title match after title match.
Yes, sir.
Perch, how about you?
Yeah, it's been some great wrestling. Last weekend we had a couple of shows. Also went to a Brewers game the week before. Brewers are rolling. Been paying attention to a lot of games this season, and it's incredible. The stretch of Brewers baseball since we've joined wrestling has been the best stretch of baseball in the state since like the 50s when it was the Braves. and and uh and yeah, it's the best in my lifetime. So it's incredible. But yeah, this weekend we ended up going to the freelance show on Friday night. Had to race over right after work and school and head over to freelance downtown Chicago at Logan Square Auditorium. We got there just in time to make the first match, which was Effie against uh,
Billy Stark.
Billy Starks. Yup, Effie, Billy Starks. I had two intergender matches. I was getting both of the opponents confused. And yeah, Billy Starks against Effie. And and they put on a great match. Two people who I've been able to work with from all over the world. And anytime we get to meet, it's fun to just do our art and craft in front of a live audience. uh, Fun match, hard hitting the whole time too. Uh, I had to be well, I was kind of a bad ref by the end of that one. The crowd was not liking me. And in Chicago, it's a tough time too. The sports teams aren't as well, so the fans are just looking for someone to yell at, and the ref definitely takes the abuse of the angry Chicago fan. But it's just we're out there doing our job, and I love it. Next match was the championship match. Izzy against Trevor Outlaw. Effie versus Billy and Izzy versus Trevor. And that one was fun. Izzy earned that championship title shot. Um, but I didn't see how she got knocked out, unfortunately. I was a little bit distracted. Effie came back, and I had to see. He had the title. I didn't want the title to drop. I mean, it was right there. So my attention was paid elsewhere. But Trevor did pick up the victory. And then
So I gotta ask, we've all known who Izzy is. How does it feel to ref her matches?
yeah, it's really cool. I would say Izzy's someone who I've heard on the radio before ever getting to meet her in person, listening to Busted Open radio, like back with those Edge and Christian podcasts
Yeah.
10 years ago. So she would be a caller into the radio show, and she was learning how to perform pro wrestling. So I got to hear her perspective along with ours as we were training pro wrestling. So I got to meet her in Las Vegas for the first time last year at the Collective. I think it was for maybe an ID show, um, and I got to work with her, and it was very fun. She was uh, just an old school classic pro wrestler. Can tell from Southeast region, so there's some good roots to her understanding of pro wrestling. And within the first time I worked with her, maybe Vegas was the second time, and I'd worked with her before, and by Vegas she remembered me. But one of those people where when you meet her once, she's always remembered, and she asked for me to be a ref in matches. So I thoroughly enjoy working with her, and yeah, the storytelling, especially being from Wisconsin. We tell good, classic, old school stories in the ring. Uh, and from, where Izzy's from, which I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's Southeast region, uh, maybe the Mid Atlantic. It's fun to work with that style of wrestler. And
I feel she's got to be for as many NXT shows she was at.
yeah, oh yeah, and may very well be Florida. Yeah, she could be from Florida. So absolutely. Absolutely. So, yep, Southeast region, Florida included for sure.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, I would guess that maybe she is from Florida. So, coming to a place like Chicago to get good quality reps in the ring is awesome. So, to be a referee representing, you know, do the best I can on any given night, and to uh, to be there for someone who's traveling, like Izzy, and to work and try to be the best I can, to give her a good quality rep that's what wrestling's all about. Trying hard and working hard to be your best to help everybody else in the match. I want to make sure I'm the best so I don't have to worry about it, so I can focus on helping others. And that just comes from knowing my role and playing my role, and being open to communication. So you can take in others around you as they're performing their role, and try and communicate together. So yeah, always a pleasure to work with her. So it was unfortunate that Trevor had to have done something.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
Trevor to Trevor.
Ah,
Mm,
evil,
yeah,
evil.
such a dick.
And then by the end of the night, my name got called for the Royal Rumble. Outrage. I couldn't believe it. This one was legitimate shock and awe. I looked at Kirby. What? I told Sierra, if I'm in the Rumble this year, I'm gonna think that you did something and and put me up to it or something. I looked right at her like, you did it. Oh my goodness.
I don't know, man. You beaten the freelance world heavyweight champion your first
Yeah,
ever match against him, your debut. So I
I
don't know
think
why you've been upset.
I
I've
think
walked in there.
yeah.
I would have been channeling my inner game, Stone Cold Steve Austin, grabbing some Milwaukee brews, beating everyone's ass, and then looking at Trevor and being like, "You remember last time, Sonny? Yeah, you about to lose your belt to a fucking ref."
Yeah. The thing,
He could.
I think you're entitled to a title shot.
Absolutely. However, in this instance, yeah, because one thing for sure, I'm not counting any lights. So so it's in my contract.
That doesn't look me, brother.
So so on this night, yeah, I saw the work that I had cut out for me, and standing in my way was Shane Mercer. And we got into it a little bit. Before Mercer, I saw Darren Corbin and had a little tussle. Ran into Hunk Cassidy, had a little tussle. Tossed. He got eliminated. I thank goodness
We're gonna
pulled the
see
ropes at
him
the right
on Saturday.
time.
Oh,
uh, and then Mercer
good home.
met up with. Uh, he shoved me to the ground. I valiantly tried to fight back to defend myself. Um, and he went for a big punch. I rolled through, and I did a back roll into. He picked me up. He's a strong man, so I knew he'd grab. Uh, Luckily, he didn't pick me up like Terminator 2 when he hoisted that kid by the suspenders, because I wouldn't have stood a chance. Instead, he hoisted me by the waist, so I was able to turn it into a kind of a DDT bulldog. Started off intended on. I thought I could maybe hit a bulldog from this position while I was up there, but I allowed my body to do what felt right, and I
That
face
dance
planted
thing. Just listen to your body.
him.
Listen to your
And
body.
I listened to the body, took him down, saw myself in position in the corner, right as he was on one knee. And now, when I tell you something came over me that I've never experienced in my life, um, the Great Muda is someone who I have always admired, but I have not even tried to attempt his move set. It's
Yeah.
not a person. A, it's an entity, not of this world. But in that moment, I opened myself up to receive the entity, or maybe the spirit of it. Um, I don't know what came about, but in my mind, it was a step. I ran. I stepped off his knee. I jumped, and I hit him with that shining wizard. Uh, I'd I'd never done it in my life, and it was the perfect looking base. looked like a workshop table that I could just step right up to and deliver.
No, this is the easiest step ever.
So I delivered, and I saw that turnbuckle, and again, I don't know what came over, and I jumped up, and I don't know if it was about to be a moonsault or a leap or something, but up there in the heights, my senses came to, and I turned around and went down one rope to the second rope because I figured if I'm going to deliver something, might as well be on my own standards. And I'm a little afraid of heights here.
No, I
So
get it. I'm
there was
terrified.
some sort of a demon running through me at that moment. And I leaped, but once I second guessed it, it was good night. Mercer caught me, and the Iron Demon came out, and he lifted me up over his head and threw me from one end of the ring all the way into the across the ring and into the third row probably. Um, yeah, way over the barricade into the audience. And that was the end of my night. Yeah, that was crazy, crazy exit. Um, was at Irving Hall. We had a time in a rumble when I met up with Mercer, and he tossed me well into the audience and even back through the curtain just about on the fly. So to be able to have a similar exit at Logan Square Auditorium on this night was wild. I did not see that coming at all. And yeah, it was crazy. But luckily we were able to pick ourselves up and piece together and stumble into the Elks Lodge on Saturday night for Brew City Wrestling, which was an awesome show. I was able to referee. I was definitely moving around slowly, but still doing the job nonetheless, and didn't let it affect. Um, First match was Nell Dillinger against Armando. Uh, Great match. Work with Armando these days. He is reaching that next level and
Yep.
taking those steps to reach another level. And it's awesome to see, and to see the progression over time through getting quality reps and putting in time and care and dedication to the craft. So I really enjoy working with any of the Team Dis students, really. And
Academy.
yeah, the Evil Academy. Um, and then Nell Dillinger goes back to those days, early days with Armani and Legacy Wrestling. Always fun, as if no time's passed at all. Then the next match I had was a 3 versus 3. Tori Fox, Aiden, and Chucky against Raven, Gunner, and Yeti. Uh, Great match. 3 versus 3. Crazy, wild chaos. I couldn't even tell you who won that match by the end of it. All I know is Aiden turned on Chucky and kicked his butt with a kendo stick. Holy smokes.
I saw some of that. Yeah.
He delivered. Uh, we all bailed. There was nothing we could do. So I ran. I hollered for help from the back. and and Ref Dave came out, and thankfully, he stepped in, and we were trying to help. But then seeing that look in Aiden's eyes, I bailed. You may say I left Dave in there. You may say we all just bailed, or Dave just got stuck.
Hey, gotta know when to retreat.
But Ref Dave was caught in the line of fire. He valiantly stepped in at my call, and he was left in the line of fire and took a stray from Aiden's anger. Oh, he got his frustrations out, and Dave took a shot for it. Oh my goodness. Looking back, it was painful. It was painful. But I think Aiden's got some 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 scores he's got to settle, some things he's got to work out in the ring. Got to stay tuned next month, Brew City Wrestling. But yeah, fun show, and we watched the Brewers game beforehand in the bar, and they were kicking butt to start, and I didn't see the rest of the game, but fun to take in that Brewer fever with a Waukesha Elks Lodge crowd in preparation for the Brew City Wrestling show we were about to experience that night. Great weekend all around.
Oh yeah. With what was our question of the week, Dak?
It's how do we feel about blood on shows? So AEW this past weekend was in New York. And the New York Athletic Commission does not play about blood on shows. So there was noticeably a lot less. I would argue a lot of those matches deserve to have the option of having blood. So I thought,
I guess for me, I don't mind less blood because I feel like anything.
oh,
Like, I mean, I feel like if you have a pay per view where damn near everyone comes out bloody, it's not as good as if you had that one match where you're like, man, did you see that Crimson match? Like, could you
yeah,
imagine if everyone gigged the night that Mav gigged?
yeah.
Would that have been as big of a deal?
Um, Mav is very pale. I am
I
not.
get that, but like,
Not
let's say
opposed
Matt. All right,
to
let's. I guess contrary,
it.
even though Mav, like, but what about Baxter? What happened? They both gigged that night, and then another guy who bleeds like a pig bleeds that night. You know what I mean?
Well, like that's yeah, but it's I think it's definitely when you look at like EFTR Coke match, probably could have had a little bit more blood. Um,
I mean, I saw the finish with that spike thing on the head of that dude.
yeah,
So yeah, on
yeah,
Dax, I apologize. My brain's like I'm
yeah,
sitting here
yeah,
not feeling good, but yeah, no, I
yeah.
agree. Like, I mean, but then again, but like, see, that match could have used elevated, but like, if they would have had blood, how many more matches would have had blood?
But I mean, it's always like I think some of those matches, like I said, I understand the importance of less is more in terms of blood on a show. But I do think this was one of those times where things lined up that they should have had more blood on the show.
Do you think you're spoiled with AEW blood?
I possibly
Hmm.
because I expect it. There's like, oh, this is the one time when you should, and you don't. So it is. So it's just. I thought it was interesting that
First,
yeah, this show, which had so many, I would say, emotional stories, not necessarily emotional feuds, but emotional stories that maybe could have benefited from having color, or at least, like I said, the option instead of. My problem is with the commission, is what I'm saying.
no, I get that. Like I don't like him. I get that. The commission's always like, it's like even like to like, I don't get all the commissions. Like St. Louis needs Missouri needs all these commission license and all that.
It's just
Kentucky,
for
all that. So I
the
get that.
government to take a piece.
Perch, Perch as a guy who's going in the ring because once we bleed in the ring, we're done. Perch as the ref going into it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, when it comes to blood inside matches, um, wrestling, it's going to happen whether it needs to be there or it happens, completely on accident. Different states have different regulations. So if you're planning on, ending some blood feuds, you may end up setting your calendar, your date around a show that's in Florida or
Yeah,
Georgia. But
and
if
to
you're
be fair, yes, it could be on AEW. Why would you have so many blood feuds in a state that you can't pay off blood feuds? Like, I totally
Mhm.
get it. It is partially their fault as well.
Yeah, but there's different, economic reasons for venues on certain nights, and I'm sure what lacked in one area probably gained major in another and different demographics. But when it comes to shows, and I learned a lot more about the commissions when traveling to all the different states and having to go through all the uh, pre-match, meet with the doctor, get your vitals taken. Um, Ones who get it, ones who don't. Certain states, they're, you know,
Yep, the
threatening on shutting
rules
the show down.
state to
Other
state
states, the
are
commissioners just get it and they're just
super
here to
varied.
dance. Yeah. So when pro wrestling companies are ran like a tyranny, like there's a king and they call the shots, the commissions for each state are ran very, very unjustly as well. So pro wrestling
Mm,
and the commissions will always have a unique relationship, and it's the performers and the audiences that are the recipients of the product of. Uh, However, on a match level, if there's blood in a match and it happens to be as a ref, I'm prepared and I know how to watch and look and stay attentive in situations. Working death matches all over the world is taught me that in different languages. Um, and being in a match like a war game style with Jun Kasai and Nick Gage and uh, just some of the best people, wrestlers who are around blood in the world, you understand that it's a part of the art and the visual art and the overall aesthetic to pro wrestling. And there's ways of telling stories that involve blood and the sacrifices that we make. And audiences are able to connect on a spiritual level through seeing the performances that the wrestlers are going through. And when it's relatability or, the cheering someone on to overcome, uh, it's an emotion that strikes deep. And when an audience member sees that, uh, can strike an emotion of, uh, hypersensitivity, or it can strike an emotion of intense, emotion and sensitivity, where it's a little bit more somber of a tone. So in America, uh, deathmatch violence audiences jump around and go crazy and holler at the top of their lungs for what they love. And they express themselves visibly, audibly. They can't get enough of expressing themselves to try and match the energy that they're seeing. Where deathmatch fans in Japan uh, watch it as if they're watching a movie, and there's scenes and there's moments and moments that lead you to the next moment of triumph, and you don't get to the next moment without the moments that you've already experienced. So by the time a match starts out and there's a little bit of blood compared to when there's a maximum amount of blood at the end, uh, they take an audience through an emotional roller coaster and spiritual journey. And I don't see as much of a spiritual journey to audiences here in America when they watch a death match, because when they see blood, they may just want to see excess blood and extreme. Maybe that mimics Hollywood violence that they're used to, or even scrolling doom scroll violence that people may see. So I want more, I want to see more, and it's give it to me now. So I think audiences interpret seeing excess blood differently. So whereas it's more of a spiritual connection to the storytelling when taken in different parts of the world. So when I watch it and I see John Moxley bleed, I think of it as he's going through a journey and a match, and he's going through, a struggle in the moment. And other people see it as, oh, he bleeds every match. So I don't understand that logic. However, we're all different fans. So I fan the way I like to, and I enjoy it. But my eyes are open much more to the emotion and spiritual journey that we go on while seeing performers bleed, or go
I
through,
believe
you know,
I'm going to
struggle.
defend my fellow dumb Americans and say that our spirits are just different. That I
Mhm.
do think it is a bit of a spiritual journey, but our spirits are different.
Yeah, yeah, different spirits, and I'll never forget my pal coming to see the show, and was it 2019, and it was a War Games match, and just a normal guy, mild mannered, and it was a War Games match, and he'd never seen a wrestling show, live before, and it was lots of blood, violence, crazy, um, and hours after we're tearing down the ring, and I hear that my friend was going nuts inside the bar, going crazy. Turned out he had a lot to drink, and well, I stopped what I was doing, tearing down the ring. I gave him a ride home, and along that ride home, he expressed to me saying, "Oh, there's all this blood, violence. They get me going nuts. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. What am I to do with all of this energy?
Yeah,
Where do I
yeah.
go with it?"
So, yep, it's still a spiritual journey. It was just a
Yeah, so
destructive spirit.
it
It was
very
just a
much is
destructive spirit.
a
So, yeah,
spiritual journey,
just a
and
different type of
you
spirit.
know, it takes over, and it affects us differently. So um, I'll always be true with how I experience it, and firsthand when it comes to wrestling. If I see it, blood on a random Tuesday afternoon at work, ugh, I'm freaked out.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'll also be the first one to fix a split head in the back of a locker room, because I'm experienced in wrestling enough to do it, and have done that several times at death matches all around. So by learning how to deal with it, um, I'm able to at least compartmentalize it a little bit better. Uh, but in that pay-per-view, depends how it happens. When Darby bled at the end, I could hardly watch what was happening next, because my mind uh, draws conclusions to, this is how it happened, or this is what happened, this is what he's experiencing it. I don't know if it is or not, but what I see and what I feel, again, affects how I watch stuff. And yeah, the Darby blood in that match freaked me out so bad. Blood on the back of the head after a
yeah,
fall from that top up. Um, I was there at Sabu's last match. I was in the ring. I was ringside when he fell, um, outside of the ring several times. Um, there is a severity that comes to professional wrestling and people's heads. And I mean, there's no joke when it comes to certain areas in blood, and you have to
yeah.
be careful.
That
And
that was definitely one I was watching the replay close because it was like when I initially saw the spot, I was like, oh, that went the best it possibly could. But then he's gushing blood from the back of his head.
mhm.
What the hell happened?
Yeah, yeah, and again, like I mentioned, I can be in the ring and dealing with it, and it's second nature of how you handle yourself. But even thinking about that situation like the Derby, right now it's a Wednesday night. Ugh, like legitimately, my skin crawls just thinking about that. And my skin didn't crawl when Dax got a spiked bat poked into his forehead,
Yeah,
but my
the same.
skin crawled
Yeah,
at the sight of the blood after a long fall.
yeah. That
So
one was
that's how
more.
the use of blood at least plays in my mind. And it's all real every time. Pro wrestling, the one thing
Yeah,
you learn in wrestling is, like, blood is real.
yeah. It's never the blood
I'm sure.
capsule. Everybody's
I'm
always like
sure there's.
blood capsules, blood capsules. It's never blood capsules. It's
Yeah,
never. It's
it's like
never. It's never blood capsules.
those harsh
And that was the thing.
realities in wrestling.
Somebody, somebody earlier, I heard speaking about it, and they were like, "Yeah, it's blood. I don't know if it was blood capsules on the back of his head. It's never capsules. It's there 99.9% of the time. It is not capsules.
Pro wrestling is it's weird.
Oh yeah, a good talk. This one was an interesting one this weekend.
With that, I guess we'll talk about what we got coming up this week. Perch, what do you got?
This week we're able to make the ICW show on Friday at the bar. Should be a good time. Uh, yeah, we'll be getting there probably a little bit closer to bell time, right after work and school. And yeah, can't wait for some fun matches.
Oh yeah, me and Doc will not be going to ICW because one, fuck those people, and two, we got other plans.
Yep. So
That's right. I'm embracing being Wisconsin's worst wrestler. I'm embracing all that. So fuck Wisconsin MKE. Y'all don't appreciate me, so y'all don't get that. Me, Val, and Doc not coming to the venue. We'll show up when we choose to. Enjoy all those kiss ass, suck asses workers in the locker room. You ain't getting Zach Hendricks, boy. Because we're going to go out of town shooting, doing our thing, doing our big ones. And then Saturday, we're going to go out to Janesville Wrestling Alliance as Country Air, showing everyone what real tag team wrestling's about.
Yep. We talked about it. We are the old heads, and we're gonna put these children in their places.
Yes, sir. It'll be a good weekend. Good. Hopefully, can get my car back soon. We plan on doing that this weekend as well. In Griffith.
Yep. So we'll figure that out.
Vacation, Mike's Flower Shop. I guess. Other than that, just take it on home.
Yep.
Perch, any final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, continue to find pro wrestling that you like. There's so much good stuff out there all over the world. So find something that you like and enjoy and celebrate pro wrestling.
Oh yeah, I got Doc sent me a banger of a match I gotta watch later. So Doc, any final thoughts or questions?
Hey, watch what entertains you. That's what I think. Watch the things that entertain you.
And for myself, I got nothing. So with that, we'll take it on home. Y'all be easy. One.
From the streets to the stage, I'm the king of my craft. You could catch another phase. Yeah, you left in a cage.